Those pictures coming in there of the summit level talks, the delegation level talks rather, of both sides, India as well as Russia. In fact, top bureaucrats as well as ministers who are, of course, flanking the two heads of state at that meeting that is taking place as we speak at Hyderabad House in the national capital. In fact, clearly, of course, the Prime Minister there talking about the common and shared Sanskriti or culture, as well as, of course, cooperation on various issues, including security as well as economic issues.
Let me go back to Maroof, in fact, to throw some more light and to tell us more about, the importance of the $5 billion S-400 air defense system deal, in fact, Maroof, between India and Russia.
See, you must understand that the S-400 air defense system was rated by The Economist, and nothing less than that, as probably one of the finest air defense systems in the world. And I would add to it, I would think it is not just probably, but I think it is the finest air defense system in the world. It has packs of missiles which can range enemy aircrafts or enemy missiles coming on to you from distances as far away as 400 kilometers down to 40 kilometers. So it has long range, medium range and short range missile systems. It's very accurate. The Russians use it in major parts of Russia. They use it also on their ships. They are using it to defend Moscow and other major cities. They have sold it to the Chinese. They had deployed it in Syria. So the F-400 is really a deal worth going for. Give or take a little, it's going to cost India about $4.5 billion. But the fact of the matter is that this is truly needed to secure Indian airspace. And as the Air Force has recently been on record to say that Rafale and the S-400 combined will give India the necessary force multipliers to put India in a happy position when and if, unfortunately, it's confronted by a two-front threat from China and Pakistan in the event of a war. So that is what the S-400 is all about. But as Athar had also brought out, there is another issue that we often don't hear about. We are the only country, I think, that the Russians have leased a nuclear submarine to, INS Chakra, and we're now talking of another Akula class submarines coming to us. Now this arrangement of a lease is a very unique Indo-Russian arrangement which I don't think happens in any other defense deals. So it's virtually a sort of buy-off, and because of certain restrictions put to us by the nuclear club. But the fact of the matter is that India needs to really enhance its submarine capabilities as against its other maritime capabilities. And the final and most important point is that the Americans also understand, they may not voice it openly in public, they understand the fact that a strong, militarily well-equipped India is equally important for America's Indo-Pacific agenda and America's desire to have a good, solid friend in place to counter Chinese ambitions. So if America puts the brakes on purely to service its own defense industry's needs, I think America would be being very short-sighted. We have always gone ahead with independence in our foreign policy, and I think no Prime Minister can squander it away in a hurry. As to quote a term from Bharat Karnad's book, India would do well to be a swing state, which means it swings from situation to situation as it suits it strategically. We cannot be a lackey or an ally of the Americans as the British are. We are independent, we have our own interests, and our interests, where they converge with the US, we'll go ahead. Where they don't converge with the US, the Americans are not going to come out to defend us. We have to defend ourselves, our people, and our cities.